Peaceful, 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 peace.
Like as alcohol was very common, the first verse of the Quran of Surah Baqarah chapter 2 verse number 219 says that in alcohol there is profit and loss. Loss is more than profit. The next verse was revealed in Surah Nisa chapter 4 verse 43 that do not pray with your mind befogged. Means when you're praying don't have intoxicants. Finally the ban came in Surah Ma'idah chapter 5 verse number 90 that alcohol is banned. So here first Almighty God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala prohibits any other sex. Only two people allowed. Your wives and that which your right hand possesses. Now in this age, we don't have, any walls. It may take place. People say that the Quran talks about slavery. Is it justified? I said, yes, why not? You know why? Because today we know that internationally slavery has been banned. But do you know what's happening in Guantanamo Bay? Due to the laws of UN resolution, how they treat the prisoners of war. If you compare that with the Islamic law is far superior to what's happening in Guantanamo Bay. And after a few days, we have a speaker coming by the name of James E. He's a Chinese and he was put in Guantanamo Bay. He will give you a story, so do attend that talk. So if you see what is done in Guantanamo Bay and the way the prisoners of war are ill-treated, they are imprisoned. In the Islamic law, the slave is free to move around. Imagine, prisoner of war, but free to move around. Great. Major thing, you are giving them a place to walk. They can go to the market, they cannot run away. But if they run, what are you going to do? You have to catch up with them. But, imagine a prisoner of war is not chained. In the normal prisoner of war, you have prison camps. With electric wires, they can't go out. All sorts of nonsense goes there, All sorts of sexual abuse goes there. Do you know that? What nonsense goes? So, the Islamic law, even if I agree, how they treat the slave is far superior than the UN Charter. Far superior than Guantanamo Bay. But in Islam disagrees with having sex outside the marital bonds. So just as a restriction, it was permitted that time what your right hand possesses. But preferable is, as it goes further, that give their freedom in marriage and have sex with them, that's preferable. Hope that answers the question.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, brother.
My name is Anand. By profession, I am an interior designer. I want to ask, can a Muslim girl marry a non-Muslim boy?
Because I asked the question that can a Muslim girl marry a non-Muslim boy? As I said that a Muslim boy cannot marry a non-Muslim girl until she believes, the same verse I quoted, Surah Baqarah chapter 2 verse number 221 says, do not marry a non-believing woman until she believes. A believing woman who's a bondswoman is far superior to a non-believing woman even if she allows you. The same verse continues, do not marry a non-believing man, a mushrik man, until he believes. A believing man, even if he's a slave man, a bondsman, is far superior to a mushrik man. An unbelieving man, even if he allows you. He may be the most handsome man in the world, he may be the wealthiest man in the world, but a believing man is far superior than an unbelieving man. So even the vice versa is the same, that a Muslim woman cannot marry a non-Muslim man until he believes. Once he accepts Islam, then very well, she can marry him. The same example of a car, that all the four tires should be same. One cannot be thin, one cannot be one of a bicycle and the other of a truck. It will not work. Hope that answers the question. Because the life partners, if you really love your life, if you really love your wife, you'd want her to go to Jannah. If the Muslim woman loves the husband, she would want the husband to go to Jannah. This life is temporary. So imagine you marry someone and you know that spouse is going to go to hell. So what's the use? So first you get confirmation that he becomes a Muslim, he agrees there's one God and the final messenger is Prophet Muhammad. Then there are chances that both will have the best of this world and the hereafter. Hope that answers the question.
One question more.
Yes, sister.
Same question regarding...
Anyone on the sister's mic?
Yes, brother. Hello, good evening, sir. I'm Sadia Akram. I'm a first year student of business management studies. My question is that you said that Muslim girls are prohibited the professions of acting, modeling and dancing. Does the same apply for men, Muslim men?
The sister asked the question that I said that profession which exhibits the body, like dancing, like modeling, film acting, is it prohibited for men also? In these cases of film acting, modeling, if it goes against the Quran and Sharia, it is prohibited. For example, a Muslim man, models for some suit. As long as there's nothing haram in that ad, it's permitted. If something haram, if he models for black dog, whiskey, or champagne or alcohol, it's haram. Similarly, if he's acting, if in acting he's showing that he's a non-Muslim, doing idol worship, it is haram. Many of the Muslim actors, they behave like non-Muslim and they do shirk. Haram. Let him be anyone. Let him be the best actor in the world. His acting will take him to Jahannam. His acting will take him to Jahannam. But he is acting and doing a good role, not running after women, running around trees. If all this nonsense is the hijab is broken, it's haram. Otherwise, simple thing, without any haram activity, not breaking the hijab, following the Quran and Sunnah, and that acting, making films which are Islamic, which will get a person closer towards Jannah, towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it's perfectly fine. So as long as what they are doing, acting and modeling, if it comes within the purview of the Islamic Sharia, it's permitted, otherwise it's haram. Hope that answers the question.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, brother.
Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Yeah, my question is now the age of combined study. So is it permitted to study in field of medical? Because for women, so because most of 99 times 99% is we face non-mahram.
Brother asked the question that is co-education permitted, especially in medical colleges, correct?
Yes.
If a woman wants to become a doctor and there is no single-sex medical college, is it permitted? If the cause is there, the Islamic Sharia says, let a small loss take place to prevent a big loss. So now that lady, if she goes in a co-ed college of medicine and there's no single-sex college, it will be difficult for her to maintain a hijab, but she can. She can, not that she can't. She'll have to maintain a hijab. In medical colleges, the atmosphere is the worst. I've been to a medical college. MashaAllah, Allah saved me. Otherwise, medical college atmosphere is the worst in terms of breaking the hijab. Worst. And it's only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, MashaAllah, who can save you. Otherwise, the medical colleges, the girls and the boys, they have groups, they have to examine the patient, they stay overnight. It's very dangerous. If Allah is with you, inshallah you can be on the straight path. So for a woman, if she goes to a medical college, she has to yet maintain a hijab. And in the college that I was, there were Muslim women who maintained it. Not all of them, but there were one or two who maintained the hijab. Maintain the hijab. See to it that if you have to, suppose if the patient is common and you have to take a common history with another gent, you have to take the common history of the patient. Maybe the colleague is a gent. Fine. When you talk, lower your gaze. Not, oh, how are you? How is the movie? Did you see the movie? No, all common. Oh, let's go for a spin. Let's go for a drive on the bike. So all these things if you avoid and see to it that if you have to talk with your colleague, you can talk with lowering your gaze. Though the people will not like it. So she has to maintain a hijab. It's very much possible. As for examining the patient of opposite sex, the Quran and the Sahih Hadith gives permission. Why? Because you're treating the patient. So doctor can see the opposite sex if required. Best is same sex, same doctor. Best.